Turn it on, Pete. Working with amateurs here. And speaking of amateurs, we're missing a Jamie Durie just right now at the moment, okay? I know you've all come here to see him, but we're just working out where he is. Oh, there he is. There he is. Actually, you're too tall to be Jamie Durie. We're trying to find out where he is, and we will locate, but we will get on with the show. We're going to start with a little video.
So the Western Australian Budgerigar Council, Ben Cousins here, just touching base to say g'day firstly, and then secondly, to wish you all the very best for the upcoming Budgerigar national titles in Cairns at the end of May. We'll keep a close watch and interest in how you go. You've got my full support. I'm right behind you. Give it a big shake, guys. Go Team WA.
Hey everyone, I'm Martin Allen from Belgium. I love judging the Nationals in Ballarat in 2023, and I'm stoked to be back in Australia soon. Have a blast at the 49th ANBC Nationals in Cairns this weekend. I hope you all enjoy the competition very much, and see you all soon back. Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Richard Miller of the R&M Miller Partnership here in the UK. I would like to just take a moment to wish all of the exhibitors and the organisers of the Nationals over there in Australia this coming weekend in Cairns the very best for the show, and to all the exhibitors taking part. I hope that the final preparations are underway and that everyone's going to do the very best they can. I was very impressed with the quality of the birds that I saw when I was in Australia earlier this year, and I'm really excited to see the results. So, Budgie Boy wishes you all the best.
Mitch Creek here from the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and Australian national team basketballer. Just wanted to say all the very best to all the exhibitors today from across the country in Australia. One thing to say, go Victoria, let's go.
G'day, it's Richo here, and I just want to wish everyone all the best of luck for the Budgerigar Council of Tasmania up there in Cairns at the national titles this weekend. Do Tassie proud. I know you'll have a ripping weekend, and I'm going to be watching very closely for the results. So hopefully we all go well. But best of luck and enjoy your time up there in Cairns. Cheers.
G'day everyone. For those of you who don't know, my name's Paul Vorton. I used to play a bit of footy and do a bit of television. I'm up here on the Gold Coast, but I hear that the Budgerigar Championships are on. Wherever you come from in Australia, I want to wish you all the best. I hope that your birds are locked in, ready to go, and they're strutting their stuff. But especially want to give my very private best wishes to the two Queensland organisations. I'm not going to divide you up or go for either one. I just want to say this: Queenslander, come on you Queensland budgies, a lift. So look, have a great couple of days. It sounds like it's a lot of fun. And you know what? May the best budgies win. All my best. Bye-bye, have fun.
Hello, my friends in Australia. I am Ghalib Al Nasser, originally from Iraq, but residing in the United Kingdom in England for the last 63 years. I'm the Secretary and the Treasurer of the World Budgerigar Organization. It is your national, which is, I always look at it with fondest memories. I've been to your national on 4 occasions, and the last time in 2011 I judged the national. My partner was Jim Fletcher. I wish all the exhibitors who are participating in this wonderful event of yours every success, and also to all the organizing committee, the hard work and organizing committee, for organizing such a great event. Once again, I wish you all the very best and every success at this event to all the exhibitors. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, it's Andrew Johns here. I just want to wish you all the best. Everyone competing and exhibiting ANBC national titles, and I hope you all have a great time. Cheers. Bye.
Hello, this is Ali Brusli from Kuwait, and I wish everyone best of luck for national titles in this weekend in Cairns. Hope we saw top quality build and enjoyable and successful show as usual. And good luck for all the breeders and friends in Australia. Bye.
G'day guys, Bernie Vince here. This is to the Budgerigar Council of South Australia. Just want to wish all the exhibitors the best of luck this weekend in the national titles in Cairns. Bring home that title, and at the very worst, make sure you beat those Victorians. I lived there for a while and they can be painful if you let them beat you. So all the best of luck. Go SA. Bring home that title.
Oh, a big round of applause for some amazing names, amazing faces there. I mean, you know, Fatty Vorton.
Take my heart.
You've got Fatty Vorton there, Peter. You've got Richo from Tasmania. I mean, honestly, you'd think that would lift Tasmania.
Well, he's an icon, isn't he, Richo?
Oh, he is. But poor old South Australia. Bernie Vince, is that the best you can do? Honestly. The only one, you know, the ones that are missing from it, where's the Prime Minister?
Well, I mean, he held up. Apparently, we were meant to go live to air today at lunchtime, and we couldn't because of the Prime Minister.
Because of the Prime Minister. So here's a little heads up. We were going national on the 7 News, 12 o'clock news, and the reason the Budgie story got bumped was, and our hearts are with all those in New South Wales with the floods, but the Prime Minister was delivering on that. I did notice that Peter Dutton wasn't there either.
I don't know where Peter Dutton is.
He's a Queenslander, isn't he? What's he not?
He's a South Queenslander.
Oh, South Queensland.
South Queenslander.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think he quite knows where he is either. We've got a cracking show here for you tonight, and I know that there is an obvious admission here that's sitting on the stage, but we're going to rectify that without any doubt. That will fix up. But Peter, I've got to ask you straight up. I mean, Cairns, gorgeous part of the world.
It is. Well, I mean, where better to be than Cairns in the middle of winter?
Well,
honestly.
I've got to say, it was 7 degrees in Adelaide this morning. So all those from South Australia, very pleased to be in this gorgeous weather.
Unless you're like me, who sweats prolifically, and then Cairns is not necessarily the place you want to be. But
well, I think you're sweating because Victoria's going for 6 in a row.
I'm sweating. I'm actually sweating for multiple reasons, but that is one of them. Yes.
Yeah. How is Victoria looking? Is it? Are you going to be up there?
Yeah, I think we're looking pretty good, but you know, I'm trying to keep a lid on it, Nico.
Well, I think you're up there. You're going to be seeing what you can do.
You know, last time we were in North Queensland, it was in Mackay, and we got rolled.
You got rolled. Who rolled you?
We got rolled. New South Wales rolled us in Mackay.
We've got New South Wales in the house. Can we get it? Where's a bit of a noise from the New South Wales team? Here they are.
I am a little nervous about that because I'm hoping that that's not some sort of omen. I'm not into that stuff, but
yep.
You know, I just nags in the back of your head, you know.
Could be a little bit of an omen. Now, what's changed since Launceston? Last year we were in Launceston. On the Perch was its debut. This is its second go at it, and we're missing an obvious star.
But Peter Thurn's here. We're here now.
So what's happened since Launceston?
Well, this year we're going to obviously have the introduction of the any other standard variety class. So we'll see rainbows and saddlebacks and dark wings for the first time. But I think that's a really positive move from the ANBC to include those varieties. But I think other things that have happened over the course of the last 12 months, the direction that the ANBC working group is taking things, and this is all part of that, you know, and the wonderful sponsorship from Trill and the likes of Alex Perez at Cruise Advisors and Joshy Porch and those guys and Hetley Farm. You know, gaining that sponsorship allows us to do this. It allows us to build on this. And I think, you know, each year it's going to get stronger and stronger. And the live streaming and everything, I think it's a real positive thing for our hobby.
Yeah, look, you can't do it without sponsors. So let's get behind our sponsors. Let's get behind Trill. Let's get behind all the sponsors that are sitting here today. It would be remiss of me if you haven't noticed that on the stage we have a painter here, Dr. Daniel Connell. Give us a wave, Dr. Daniel.
There he is.
Now, Hello, who's here? Hang on. Nah, we've got to... But sorry, Dr. David, we can't let this get by. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jamie Durie. Over here, mate, over here. You're over here.
In 1964, the idea of a state versus state competition for exhibition budgerigars was born. 11 years on, and Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia faced off for the very first time. By 1983, all states were competing. This show brings together the most elite young budgerigars in Australia, the best of the best. These birds go through a rigorous selection process just to make it this far. Many compete at their club level before earning the right to go up against all the other teams in their state, where they need to finish top 3 in their class. They need to do that just to get here today. 145,000 club-rung rings were issued in 2024, filtered down to 609 birds here this weekend across the 7 states and zones. That's 87 birds per team. In real terms, it's less than 4 budgerigars for every 1,000 club-rung birds bred last year. These 87 birds from each team are entrusted to a group of carers who have a week to prepare them for the pinnacle event in the Australian budgerigar calendar. Winners from these classes are immortalised with a logie, the ultimate prize for any given variety. 28 logies are on offer here this weekend. Wins at a national level from 1983 onwards are recognised towards the ultimate prize of legend status in the ANBC Hall of Fame. As we turn our attention to Cairns for the 49th Annual Trill Expert ANBC National Titles, who will win this year? Will it be Team Victoria, led by Mel Randall, James Bader, Craig Rowe and Ray Slade? Can the boys make it 7 in a row? Will Team New South Wales, led by James Matthews, Rob Peffer, Trent Hill and Pam Hewitt upset their party? Or will it be the boys from South Queensland, Neil Love, Dale Keevers, Mitchell Bowl and Gary Hibbard? Or could it be the home team of North Queensland Budgerigar Zone, led by Russell and Cheryl Ogden, Peter Drew and Doug Wales? Could it be Team Western Australia, led by Mick Gearing, Les Woodcock and Norm Wheatley? Or could it be the South Australians in Michael Smith, Troy Holmes, George England and Paul Wilton? Or could it be Team Tasmania, led by Derek Poole, Andrew Johnson, Peter Howard and Dale Ward? We're about to find out as we officially open the 49th Annual ANBC National Titles from Cairns.
Big round of applause. We are off. We are going. Righto, Jamie Durie. Before I get over to Dr. Daniel Connell on his painting, where have you been?
Well, I watched my Uber right off down the street.
Uber.
And I thought, how will I get another one?
Happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Anyway, here I am.
Well done. Thank you for coming along. We've got you for this event, and then we've got you for a few photos with some of the peeps.
I'm here all weekend, live.
We were
at your disposal.
We were expecting you in your budgie smugglers, because
well, I did try them on. They were a little tight, so I decided to go with some mansluggers.
Mansluggers.
Yeah. Is that the reason you guys hired me, by the way?
I think we might have.
Was it that, or was it my stature? Because I have noticed I've got a rather budgie-like stature. It's skinny legs, broad shoulders, and rather stunted. Is that it?
I think we've nailed it. You know I...
Yeah.
Jamie, thank you for attending, and we're looking forward to chatting with you more during the night.
Mate, I'm beyond excited. Hold on a second. Is that Don Burke?
No.
At the end of the watch it.
Jamie, you're not allowed to say that name. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Careful.
Okay.
We are going.
No, I just saw a beard and
We're going
just
live.
went into a small conniption.
We're going global.
Okay, we are going global. Great.
Don's watching.
Excellent. That's good. I thought you were here.
No, he's not.
Okay. But the beautiful thing about tonight is that I think we're going to not only disclose some of the greatest birds in our country, but we're going to show the rest of the world what it's all about, aren't we?
We are.
I saw some incredible species this afternoon, And even with the short briefing that I got, the wings crossed over, no, no, no. The patterning all the way down, yes, yes, yes. And of course, the sway in the back. Now, as soon as I saw the sway in the back, I knew I was on a winner. I don't know whether it's just that I'm an expert at bird watching, or I saw the sway in the back and no one else did. But I think I picked a winner.
You've picked
and
it?
you can quote me on that later.
All right. Well done. Dr. Daniel Connell, just give us a quick wave. He's painting a painting beautifully at the moment.
There's a doctor in the house.
There is a doctor in the house. That will be sold by the end of the evening. Peter.
Nick.
We need to invite our judges up. And as they've just walked up here welcome.
Here they are.
Closest to us, we have Ian Snyder. Next to Ian is John Mulley. So Ian's the local. Ian's from North Queensland zone. John's South Australian. Oh, do we call you South Australian, or are you still pining for New South Wales? Left there a long time ago. Fair enough. Next to John is Lynn Miller. And the judging virgin of the Quattro, the four, is Cedric DaCosta. Cedric's doing his first nationals.
Well done. Jamie, Ian Snyder, you got a question there for Ian?
I do, actually.
Ask the question for you.
No, I'm right here.
You going?
Yes. You are the local judge up here. What are you going to do to keep this crew in line this weekend? And is there a focus this weekend, anything in particular that you're looking for or keeping a really strong lookout for, like flecking, deportment? What are you looking for, Ian?
Yeah, well, in that case, I'm probably looking for type mainly, yeah. Type of the Budgerigar, in most cases, it's 60 points, so that's the main thing, and then we'll go from there. As far as keeping these fellas under... Oh, they look a bad bunch too. You know, that could be... I'll keep that under my hat, I think, Jamie.
Mate, I've seen your name on many elevators, and I think if you can engineer an elevator, you can pretty much look at the proportions of a budgerigar and come back to us with informed notice.
Yes, well... I don't know what to say about that, Jamie.
It's all right, mate. I'm right across all your businesses, and we'll learn more about you this evening, as he's a bit of a dark horse, the old Schneider.
That's the way it should be too, Jamie.
That's right, mate. I agree.
Pass you over.
John, you are such an integral part behind the scenes of what happens in South Australia. Now, I'm a big fan of South Australia. Housing the birds before the Nationals. You're the judges coordinator. You are the vernacular of what happens down there. How did it all go without you? Were you missed?
The best way to get new people involved is to create a vacuum. And we've got another team of enthusiastic young bird carers. They've been working on the birds all week. We only worked on them on the Friday, so it's an improvement, I think. I mean, it's the best seat in the house, being a bird carer, apart from judging. That's a bit closer.
Is it a little bit unfair, like when you're a state, when you represent from your state, like to be a judge? Because did you want to show this year? I mean, did you know that this was coming up?
I knew it was coming up. I thought I had a couple of crackers that might help the team. But anyway, this is a great honour. It's an offer you can't refuse, basically. It's like in the mafia.
Good on you, mate. Now, Lynn, the rose amongst the thorns. With two judges from South Queensland in the mix this weekend, What's that going to do to your South Queensland team? I heard South Australia were taking a big game last year about beating you for third place, but you just got home with 2 judges out. Can South Queensland hang on to third spot?
Oh, I'm sure we can. Yes, I'm positive that our breeders have done their very best and our preparers are working hard. And I do think that North Queensland, there might have been a little bit of bribery and corruption there to keep the 2. We both had birds in the Nationals last year, Cedric and myself. And so you have to wonder if there wasn't some bribery and corruption going on.
Ooh. Lynn, nothing would surprise me around these parts. There's not only a few dark horses, but there's a few backstage secrets here that I'm dying to learn. This is my first year on the program, ladies and gents, but I'll tell you what, I'm intrigued. I've heard about this for many years.
Well, there is going to be a Royal Commission now.
I'm honoured to be on board.
Looking at a Royal Commission. Ooh, bribery. Oh, I like that.
Cedric, how are you, mate? I do apologise for the Don Burke confusion.
Yeah, that was very painful.
I can't imagine why that happened. But moving on, Cedric, tell us why you're excited about these Nationals.
Oh, well, it's simple. I was born and raised in Melbourne, which is cold. I spent 40 years in Canberra, which is frigid. Then I moved to the Gold Coast, and because I can't stand humidity, I bought on a mountain 400 metres high. And guess what? It's cold there too. And this morning, for example, it's 13 degrees. I'm saying T-shirt or jumper. Now, where are we now? The question's simple. It's 29 bloody degrees up here, and I'm staying.
Well, as you should be, mate. Well, it's good to see you've thawed out. And glad to see you wearing your budgie smugglers now that you have thawed out. So, Cedric, how long have you been involved with this event?
With the hobby?
How long have you been involved with the entire hobby? Yeah.
As a young child into my uni days, about 7 years.
Wow.
And then from the late 90s till now. So it's probably 40 breeding seasons, 6,000 or 7,000 birds over time.
Wow.
But it's all fun.
It's extraordinary, the passion here, isn't it?
Now, Jamie, they've been out of social media. They have not been allowed to look at any photos, pictures of any budgies. How have you coped, you lot, without social media? You've got to be talking to grandchildren, your children, or have you just enjoyed it? Don't look at it?
No, don't even look at it.
Oh.
A live bird is different than a picture. They move, they do all sorts of things that you look at when you're judging them.
Oh, wonderful stuff. Look, you've got a big session, 2 sessions coming up, and I've watched the judging before. How are you going to cope with it? Do you feel the pressure? Do you feel the sense of responsibility here?
Who, me? No.
Yeah,
no.
you.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably panic and collapse and faint, but I'm sure Lynn will pick me up and slap me around. I'll be right.
We've actually got medics here on board. And the problem is they can only... Yes, it's best to get right up into the microphone. The problem with the medics is they only resuscitate birds. And I did see one earlier this afternoon shampooing one.
Ian, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, no one seems surprised about that. I've never seen a budgerigar shampooed. This is a whole new world for me, ladies and gents. Bear with me.
Yeah, well, I think it's great, but there's no stress up here. The stress is down there.
Yeah.
And these are the people that have done all the hard work, and wish them well tomorrow, really.
Yep.
So it's up to them.
Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a big round of applause for our judges? Now, I want to invite Russell Ogden up because he's going to give you your official... Stay there for a sec. You're going to get... Where's Russell? Has he got the official sticks or judging sticks that get going? Where is he? Is he around? Can't see. I think it's all dark out there. All right. We'll give those to you a little later on. Here he comes. Here comes the sticks.
Peter, should we talk about this media blackout?
The media blackout.
Yeah.
So it's really important that judges don't have any insight into the birds that have performed well at the different state selection shows. So there is a media blackout that we have. So whilst everyone out there knows the results of their own state shows, none of that has been publicised, and the idea is to take away any perception of any bias and to protect our judges, to make sure that everything is seen to be totally above board.
But what does it entail as an exhibitor?
So basically, we ask the exhibitors to have the same sort of level of restraint as the judges, and that is, it's nice to celebrate your wins and your success, but maybe do it after the national show, not in the week leading up to it.
Yeah. And what does it entail if you're a judge 30 days?
Well, it's really, we're asking the judges, and these guys are not a problem because, maybe Lynn's about the only one I ever see on social media. It's really just keep off Facebook and that sort of thing for 30 days and make sure that you're not potentially influenced.
Right. In the rare case, dare I say it, of a breach, what might be the consequences?
Yeah, and look, we've had some little breaches, but we pick up on them pretty quickly. But it could mean that your team is not allowed to enter the nationals if there's a big breach.
The whole state?
Correct.
You hearing this?
Yeah.
Ladies, gents, this
All
is
right.
serious.
We're going to bring up Russell here. He's going to give away the judges' sticks. And can we get another round of applause for our judges? They do accept cash in brown paper bags a little later on, but no, they do not at all. Okay, thank you, Lynn. Wonderful stuff. Okay, now, as we say goodbye to our judges, I'm going to welcome up our sponsors. Can I bring to the stage John Regan, Simon, Josh Porch, Alex Prez, if you can make your way up here for the couches. And a nice round of applause for our sponsors. It is a little bit chaotic today, Jamie.
Listen, I'm flying by the seat of my pants here.
It is getting a little chaotic. We are getting our tune. We're getting back on track.
Nico, I love it. I love it.
It's all starting to work.
Yeah.
And Dr. Daniel, how's it going? Is it all coming together? Yep. You're going to be done in 25 minutes? Bit of a panic.
He's like the Arne Doe of the Budgerigar world. I actually did that program some time ago. I think it was about a year ago now.
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much for coming along tonight. Our sponsors, I'm going to start with Trill. Hey, great to have you here. What's been some of the developments and what's it mean for you to sponsor the ANBC's 49th Championship?
It's an absolute privilege to be able to be sponsored, a sponsor at this show. And very much what I see in the room out there is the absolute pinnacle of this hobby. And the opportunity to jump on board and to feel the passion, which has already been mentioned by Jamie there in this room, really is inspiring, to be honest. And so it creates energy, and then beyond that, the opportunity for us as Australia's leading bird food provider is to help yourselves to grow this hobby, this sport, and in turn to really grow the category and introduce new people and people who maybe have left the hobby as well to come back into this sport by doing that little bit of facilitation from our end. So above all, fun was mentioned. It's great to see the enjoyment in the room and the excitement of what that can bring in the future.
Beautiful. Alex, you've got your premium flight services there, cruise advisors. In fact, cruising, I think I spot a few cruisers out there. There's your target audience.
Absolutely.
Talk us a little bit about cruising and what it means and its growth in Australia.
Absolutely. Cruising has become a massive part of the travel segment in Australia. And Cruise Advisors was formed about a year ago in order to help people to navigate that, because there's a lot of product in the space. It's very crowded. And so we help people to do that. We've become the experts in premium luxury cruising.
Fantastic. Is it Simon or Josh? Josh, sorry, Josh. I assume you've got the cages. We've got the cages that you're working with. They're all out there.
The front,
I saw them
mate.
as I was coming in.
Yes.
How's business?
It's been good. Very busy. Very busy.
Very busy?
The cage stuff is starting to really roll on now.
Yep.
It's been probably 2-3 years since we started with them. And
Now, I do know that Jamie is looking to get some budgerigars before he leaves this weekend. What do you suggest for him?
to get some budgerigars or...
Yeah, or to get this cage, the right cage.
Give me a call and we'll sort something out. Special deals all weekend.
That's how it's done.
I'm looking for something rather large. I've just built a new off-grid house on Channel 7 on a little show called Growing Home, now available on 7+.
This is a fully sponsored event, this one, I can assure you.
Oh, yeah. And I've got a rather large house now and no birds. Yeah, right. Surprisingly, after all my years in budgie smugglers. But I do have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and they're in love with rainbows. Okay. And I've heard that this year there is the new rainbow budgie coming on board.
I believe they've opened that category, mate. They're going to have a few here, yeah.
Yeah.
They're certainly in play.
So I'm keen.
And can I just say, Nick, I've got 4 of Portuguese cages at my place.
Right.
And they are the best thing I've ever done. And when I think about the ageing nature of our hobby and, you know, getting down on your knees and scrubbing flights and things like that, those cages that Josh punches out, they make life so easy. They are an amazing product. So if you're thinking about renovating your bird room or anything like that, give the man a ring because his gear is just the duck's nuts.
I want to know what makes a good cage.
One that's easy to clean.
Really?
Yes.
Cleaning's always priority.
And so, are your cages at waist height?
Yeah, most of them are. We do a couple of double deckers, which are 2 levels, but the one like you see outside there, basically built around being easy to clean, easy to wheel around, so you can clean around it, under it, etc. And nice and roomy for the birds, keep them comfortable, keep them happy.
Yeah. It's funny how many parallels there are between gardening and budgerigars. Because, you know, we're all about having waist-high veggie patches, right? The no-dig garden, where you don't have to bend over to tend to your vegetables. Same thing with budgies. It's amazing. Look, I look forward to looking into your cage a little further.
That's why we've got you here, Jamie. That's the connection.
No, I can feel it. It's in me.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank our sponsors. Nice round of applause. Thank you, people. And it's really important. And Hentley Farm too, I've got to say, Hentley Farm is our wine sponsor. I won't be going past Kelly, who's manning the Hentley Farm side. I will be purchasing a bottle or 2. Very, very good wine. Wonderful stuff, Hentley Farm. Okay, let's bring to the stage. Can we get up Mr. Bruce Schuster, Russell Ogden. Welcome. Welcome, gentlemen.
When I grow up, I want to be called Bruce Schuster. Hey, that's a bloody name right there. That's a ripping name.
Peter, you tell us a little bit about our 2 gentlemen up here.
Go ahead.
Am I on, mate? Yeah, thanks, Mark. Bruce has been the driving force behind this. He's the main man up here in the Cairns Club, and I think you'll all agree that he's done a magnificent job of getting things to where they are so far. Russell is the president of this part of the world. He's the boss man. But you know, I've got to say, Russell, from my perspective, is along with there's a group of people that have got a real vision for the future of the hobby, and Russell is one of them, and he's part of our working group, and you know, he's very instrumental in getting us to this, and hopefully taking us beyond this.
Peter, I've got to ask, who has just run Nationals 2 years prior and what's involved?
Yeah, so last year we were in Launceston, and the Tasmanians are blessed with probably the greatest organiser on the planet in Catherine Charlesworth, who organises.
She's outstanding. Where is Catherine?
And so they are blessed in having Catherine. And in saying that, it's not just one person. It really is a team effort. I know in Ballarat, which was 2 years ago when we run it, there was a core group of people and they worked their backsides off to make it possible. So this stuff just doesn't magically happen. There's a hell of a lot of work for realistically 18 months leading into this. And yeah, I mean, we know that South Queensland, yes, have started already. Well, actually, they probably started a year ago, really. I mean, they're extremely organised, but there's a ton of work involved.
It's not unlike putting a garden together for the Chelsea Flower Show in London, where I happened to compete back in 2008 and won the gold medal, Pete. Did meet Her Majesty, and a short story, I also met prickly Prince Philip.
Ooh.
He came up to me and said, "Jamie, I do love your tree ferns." And I said, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Your Majesty. It's not actually a fern. It's a member of the cycad family. It's a Macrozamia morii." And he threw his hands up in the air and he goes, "I didn't come here for a bloody lesson." And the next day, all the photographers had shot him flying his hands up in the air and me going, "Ah, I've offended royalty." And I was on the front cover of every newspaper the next day. Prickly Prince offends Aussie celebrity gardener. My publicist thought I was a genius. I wasn't allowed back to Windsor Palace.
Can we get some timing on that? When did that happen?
2008.
Okay, no, he lasted longer than that. Okay, wonderful.
So Bruce, what's been your biggest challenge, mate? What's the thing that's made this what's been the biggest rock in your shoe?
First thing, Peter, is getting a venue in Cairns. We decided on Cairns because it had flights in, international, better airport than the other towns in North Queensland, and then to get a venue. Now, I was involved in 2003 and we were at the PCYC, and I thought, oh, don't tell me we've got to go back there again, because that's all basketball courts and space. We're a little bit tight here, but we were going to have our dinner, and this is how I got to know the venue. And the young chap that at the time that was the events manager, I said to him, "Brendan, get me in here. I think I can turn this into a good event for our budgie friends." And so he approached management and we went through a few issues. He come back, first thing he said, "How many birds?" And I went, "Oh my God, how am I going to break this up?" So I broke it into lots of 7, because we're in 7 groups. Anyway, they seemed to accept it. And then they were worried about the noise. And I said, well, we close them off and they sleep pretty well at night. So one thing led to another, and next thing he got me the approval. So
there's 150 pokie machines downstairs. They make more noise than our budgies.
Well, that's what I found, the noise through this complex during the day. You don't hear the birds.
They're gorgeous. You've done very well. It's a gorgeous location. Well done.
Yeah.
It is, and actually, it's quite the sport, this event. I wore my runners today because I knew I'd have to be nimble running after those budgerigars. They're rather flighty, like my past relationships. But Russell, where to now, mate? Because you are looking at handing over the presidency, is that right? Or is that something that is not common knowledge?
No, you're correct in that regard. We've been planning this for about 2 years. I've been the national president for the last 12 months. And in a few weeks we have our AGM, whereas I'll step down and hand over to Gary Hibbard from South Queensland, and he will be the national president for the next 12 months before handing it on to New South Wales.
And what, mate, why? I mean, 12 months is a good innings, but family commitments, bureaucracy? What were the reasons for leaving?
The ruling of the ANBC is that we share the presidency around every state.
Oh.
So the host
I'm New South Wales.
The host state becomes the president for the 12 months leading up to the nationals that they're hosting.
So even if you're as good as what you are, you couldn't have lasted any longer than 12 months anyway.
That's correct.
Good to know.
Well done, gentlemen. And can
Thank you
we get
for
a big
your
round of
service.
applause for the two organisers? Done an amazing job. This is an amazing site and location. And I tell you what, for On The Perch, I mean, and all respect to the Tasmanian group here, On The Perch, I mean, we're up on a stage here. We've got
mate.
Jamie Durie here.
Yep.
We're doing very well.
Thank you for your service,
Thank you,
both
gentlemen.
of you.
Well done.
Just before I go, if I could make one comment, I'd just like to thank Alan Buffer, who made the judging sticks from local timbers here. He's done a marvellous job.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, now, just leave it there. Now, I think we're going to be hearing from overseas. We've got a little guest coming in. How are we going there, Troy? Where is he? Can he hear us?
I can hear you.
Hello, Richard Miller. Now, Richard Miller, before we get started, it's Nic Hayes here. I was working with you down in South Australia when you were over for Budgie Fest. I just want everyone here to know that we coined him. We coined him not the James Bond of budgies. Instead, we went with a bit of a Tom Cruise. Richard, hello, Tom Cruise. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. I'm just getting finished with all the worldwide premieres of the final Mission Impossible. But apart from that, everything's great.
Wonderful stuff, Peter.
Richard, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too, Peter. Hope you're well.
I've been better, but I'm here. So we'll plough on. Mate, it's a big year in the UK this year. You've got the 100th BS.
Indeed.
How did Harry pull it off?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a lot on his hands, bless him. We've had a bit of turmoil in the hobby over here, politically wise, and a bit of a decline. So he's done very well to get the event organised, and from what I can gather, everyone's really excited about it, and they've got a great set of speakers from all over the world, and the show itself looks to be very exciting too.
So, just with EU and all that sort of stuff, we're only going to see UK birds at the BS this year?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it'll be like a mini club show as opposed to the main event that you would normally have seen in Doncaster. I think the venue that they've gone for has its limitations in its size and things, so it'll be a bite-sized version of a club show, if you like. But yeah, unfortunately, thanks to our stupidity over here in the main, we left Europe, and unfortunately, therefore, we have ourselves very long queues at passport control every time we want to go through an airport, and it's virtually impossible to get our birds over into the continent and back again. So, it sort of took what was genuinely a show on the world stage where people could participate from across Europe to effectively a UK show. And you'll see that the organising committee have rebranded it as the club show now because of that lack of participation from other countries, sadly.
Now, obviously there's some pretty hot Miller birds that are going to end up there. And without letting too many secrets out, who are you most scared about?
Well, I'm not scared of anyone because unfortunately we're out for the count for this one. Unfortunately, the weekend falls on one of the largest agricultural shows in Cumbria, and I have to have our stand there. So I'm there all weekend. So unfortunately I'm missing the event this year. But if you wanted me to give you the hot tips for who's in contention, please. I think Alan and Gina Adams will be right up there. I mean, their success in recent show seasons has been phenomenal. I think the McGoverns are a real powerhouse of breeding at the moment, and I think they could have some very, very special birds there. You've also got Harry Hockaday. Maybe he might be making a return to the show bench. You've got there's a whole host of guys there, but they would be probably the three that you'd be keeping out. Of course, there's also the guys in partnership that won the Gwynedd show last year with a phenomenal grey-green. The white rose stud. If that bird's fit, I think that will take some real stopping. And they have some wonderful birds aside from that, quite frankly. So, that's the good thing about it. It's always up for grabs, and it's usually a surprise who ends up with it in the end of the day. But I can take your bets off R&M Miller, because sadly we won't be there. So,
well, Richard, before when you were in Australia and you toured South Australia, you toured Victoria, what was your highlight for your trip over down under?
I can honestly say, Nick, it was my best budgie trip so far, and that's no discredit to any of the other wonderful places that I've been to. But what a beautiful country! What amazing, welcoming people! I could selfishly talk about the beautiful vineyards you've got there and the wonderful wine that Peter and I and a few of us sampled, and the wonderful venues that we attended. But I actually think the highlight was Budgie Fest itself, and real credit to the organisers of that event. I have never seen that level of community engagement in the hobby anywhere I've been. So I think really that has to be the highlight there, because it's so difficult to break through that barrier of engagement with the wider community, and the people there. It blew me away completely.
Richard, Jamie Durie here, mate. I'm honoured to be chatting with you. I can see why they call you Tom Cruise, by the way. You've got some very well manicured eyebrows, and it's
thanks.
It's reminded me to do something about my own at some point. They get a little wild. But mate, whilst you were here in Australia, what were some of the quintessential Australian things that were memorable, that stuck with you, that you couldn't get rid of, without a little bit of antibiotics?
You know what? We in the UK, we're very good at falling out with each other at the moment, politically wise and things like that. And actually, the camaraderie there, the friendship, the warmth of the place, actually, it just felt like a country that's very settled at the moment, and that might be naive sort of outsider's perspective, but the weather obviously helps, although for about 8 weeks here we've had some decent weather in the UK for once, but that also helps. But that wonderful countryside, the friendliness of the people, it just honestly, there are a few places I've been to around the world where I could live, and I could certainly live there. And I went up and judged at Peter's club up at Melbourne there as well. And again, we only had a show there in a community centre, but the number of birds there, the people there, it was just very, very special. It's something. And my wife and I went down to Kangaroo Island after the event, mainly because it was fairly full on. It was fairly full on, so lots of interviews and lots of going around. But Kangaroo Island was something else.
It is spectacular, isn't it? Did you manage to stay at the New Bailey Lodge there?
No, we stayed at a wonderful cabin right sort of about an hour and a half from where you get the ferry over. And it was my perfect holiday because I get to meet a lot of people with work, and sometimes it's just nice to be in the middle of nowhere with just your wife and a few
Oh, we just might have lost the feed there. Hey, Richard Miller, thank you very much for joining us at the it's not Budgie Fest, this is On The Perch.
For having me.
Thank you very much, and stay well in the UK.
Good on you, mate. I'll see you at Chelsea.
See you.
Isn't that lovely? The gardens do have a lovely way of gluing people together, and it seems that budgies do the same.
They do, and they only bring out the best people. One thing I'll say about Richard Miller while he was here in Australia, I think the man did close to 14 media engagements himself.
Wow.
So he definitely was. I think the tagline, Tom Cruise of budgies, really did work. Hey,
and the secret to his eyebrows is marrying a beautician.
Oh, is that what I
Inside
see?
knowledge.
But did you notice how I noticed?
Well, yeah, it's not the sort of thing I pick up on, but I
Yep.
can understand how you would, yeah.
Yep, that's fair enough.
Hey,
I'm
mate.
very good at manscaping. I don't know where that came from.
I have no idea. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, let's welcome these two, one Hall of Famer and one potential Hall of Famer. Peter, why don't you introduce our two gentlemen?
So, sitting closest to you, Nick, is Mr. Raymond Slade. And, yeah, give him a round of it.
Yeah,
a round
that's
of
worthy
applause.
one.
He deserves it. He's had a big week and a big day today too. And next to Ray is Normie Wheatley from Western Australia.
No, Peter,
Your birthday.
Normie's birthday.
Normie.
All right, this is a bit of a tradition on the perch, aren't we? We do it. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm sorry, we're out of time. We are actually so out of time that we've got to keep moving forward.
Okay.
Well done, Norm. Happy birthday. Hey, talk to us about what a Hall of Famer is, Peter.
So, Hall of Fame is, and it's great to see those banners around the place because a mate of mine, when I got into the Hall of Fame, he said to me, so where is this hall so I can come and visit? And I think we've kind of created a bit of that now. So we need 7 wins in 7 classes, or if you get 4 wins in one class, so you're a real variety-focused breeder, you'll sneak on into the Hall of Fame. And Ray got his 7th last year, and Normie's sitting there very nervously on 6 wins, as is out in the audience somewhere Greg Rowe. But Greg's a very camera-shy creature. He's kind of like a ringtail possum, so we weren't going to get him up here in front of the lights. But so I just want to acknowledge the Rowe Brothers partnership because they're sitting on 6 too, and I reckon they're a bit of a dark horse this weekend. So,
And each one of those is called a Logie?
We call those Logies, yes.
Jamie, how many Logies you got?
7, and not one of them is in my house.
Ladies and gentlemen, our new Hall of Famer, Jamie Durie.
Thank you.
Not in your house.
No, unfortunately, they're
Not Don Burke's house.
They're in Don Burke's living room.
God. Good evening, Don. Norm, how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm going really good. So, the birds are going well. We had a really rough trip coming over, but I'm going well. I don't think I've got much of a chance this weekend. So,
Well, are you allowed to say how many you got in, or is that still hush hush?
I've got a few in. So.
Got a few in. There we go. You could be a politician. But it is nerve-wracking. And Ray, I was right next to you when you won your last one. You were actually sitting in the booth commentating, and you won your Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that was my 7th last year.
Your 7th, and how did that feel?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
it's really good to get it.
He's the master of the understatement, by the way.
You think?
Yeah, no.
What's it meant for you though this year? Like, does it put any pressure on you to perform for this one?
No, because you don't have any control over it. You can only do your best with the birds, and if the birds are good enough, they'll win. If they're not good enough, they don't win. Yep. So I never put any pressure on myself.
Yeah. And Norm, you're one step away. You're one step away. But what's that going to mean for you if you get that? Have you got a party lined up? Is it drinks on Norm?
No, it is huge. It's been a lot of years of hard work, and it's some people get it easy, but we've done it pretty tough, and it would be nice to win it and a bit of recognition. I'm looking forward to one day if I can get there, but there's still a lot of water to go under the bridge, and I thought I had one this year, and last week it lost its tail, so. I didn't go down to the cages for a day, so I sulked for a day, but I'm here now, and
What does a sulk look like? Like, is that head in hands?
No, well, when you know you've got a good one, the people know they've got a good one, so you're looking after it, you're spraying it, you're getting it ready, and you think, this is a winner, and and then all of a sudden you go down there and it's lost its tail, and you just, for me, I didn't go down there the next day, so
it's actually really, this is really refreshing to know that other people sulk as well.
Yeah, you know, and
I thought that was just me. So
no,
really
I know
good.
a lot of people go through it, and you know, it's very comforting to have a good wife and someone who can lean my shoulder on, you know, and it's something that, you know, you've been putting 12 months of work into it. You breed it, you're getting it ready, and then all of a sudden it's gone in a flash. So, you know, you look for the next one and the next best bird you got there, and it's, you know, not half as good, but, you know, you turn up with it. So it's just hoping for the best.
Now, WA's only got one Hall of Famer. Do you sort of kind of feel a bit of the pressure here? Is there a sense of that?
No.
He's sadly no longer with us.
No. It's like Tess was a great breeder, and he done a fantastic job for WA, and he used to prepare his birds, and he always had good birds. So, you know, I rather down the track the clubs. You know, I've got like Mick Gearing up in Geraldton and other people in WA, and you know, these are the people you lean on, and even, you know, some of the Victorians and you know, the Malcolm Randalls and Rob and that we talk every week. These are the people that keep you interested and help you along the way. So, and you know, like swapping a few birds and stuff like that, it does help, and yeah, it's just a great hobby.
You mentioned your wife. There's a lot of wives in the audience tonight. I mean, and hats off to all the support and to your significant others, because you breeders, this is a full-time gig, and you've actually got other jobs to do, looking after families and bringing in the coin.
Well, you know, like for somebody like me, you know, I'm a business development manager, and sometimes I used to go out on the road. I've more or less retired now, but I used to go out on the road for 3 days a week and do, you know, 3,000 Ks. And if it wasn't for the wife that could look after the birds, and, you know, when you got 30 cabinets and she's looking after them, and plus we got the dogs and our finches and everything else, and she works as well. So it's a big effort. And, you know, without her, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I wouldn't have been able to be out on the road, you know, working. So, you know, she's the backbone behind it all. Yeah.
Beautiful work. A round of applause to the significant others.
Yes. Where would we be without them? Hey, listen, Pete, how many Hall of Famers are still actively exhibiting?
So there's 11, I believe, is the number of the Hall of Famers. So I think there's 19 all up, and there's 11 that are currently exhibiting. Unfortunately, we probably, and I see Cole sitting down there. You know, we lost the Hall of Famer, you know, not that long ago in Bruce Shepherd, which is tragic, and it's something that really rocked us across the hobby, but certainly in Victoria, it really knocked us, because he was, he was more than a Hall of Famer. He was a really integral part of what we do in Victoria, and you know, you still feel it now when you think about him, because he was such a good bloke. But it's an amazing achievement to get into the Hall of Fame, and you know, I think it's something we should celebrate. And I see Hanno sitting down there. He's a legend, and it's great to see the Hall of Famers coming back to events like this and throwing their support behind it, because it's you know, it's really important that we celebrate those successes.
It's a lifelong commitment, really, isn't it? I mean, it's not just about getting the birds show ready, it's planning that 3 years out, breeding, getting the colours right.
It's all
not
starts,
unlike propagating the right plants.
Exactly, it all starts with the pairings.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just, you know, put two birds in a cage and hope.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of thought goes into it, you know, at the pairing stage, and that's a fair way out, you know, and it's challenging. It's a challenging hobby.
Yeah. I remember when we were preparing for Chelsea, I had to travel to Italy and Spain and all sorts of Madagascar and all sorts of, and find nurseries that could grow in the right climate our Australian species, and then pay them to babysit them for 2 years until they were in perfect shape and ready to show to the Queen in 2008. And it was a 3-year process.
Yeah.
It cost us $1 million to put that thing together. It was unbelievable. Well, the sponsors,
I'm pleased our hobby doesn't cost $1 million.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it must have been tough going to all those countries.
It
James.
was, yep.
Hey, are there any Hall of Famers out there? I'd like to invite all the Hall of Famers to come up to the stage here, if you could. Here we go. Here they come. Big round of applause
there
for
they
our
are.
Hall of Famers.
Look at them. And can I ask while they're walking up here, how many from North Queensland?
Well, there's actually none.
None from the Budgerigar zone.
No.
Hold on a
so there's a
second.
challenge there, isn't there, really?
What's going on?
Could be this weekend.
Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I'd rather be dead. In your heart, I see the start of every night and every day. In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. 'Cause you're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I'd rather be dead. In your heart, I see the start of every night and every day. In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. 'Cause you're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I'd rather be dead. In your heart, I see the start of every night and every day. In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. 'Cause you're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm stuck on your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart. Baby, I'd rather be dead. In your heart, I see the start of every night and every day. In your eyes, I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. 'Cause you're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm stuck on your heart, I hang on every word you say. Tear us apart, maybe I'd rather be dead. In your heart I see the start of every night and every day. In your eyes I get lost, I get washed away. Just as long as I'm here in your arms, I could be in no better place. 'Cause you're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met. And I'm stuck on your heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Hall of Famers. Thank you, people. Thank you, Hall of Famers. Thanks for joining us on The Perch. Oh, wow. We're coming to the close of the show. There's food about to go. Ray, go, Ray.
I've got a question for Jamie before I go.
Yeah, go.
Sure, mate, sure.
Jamie, most of the pictures I've seen of you, you've got someone on your knee. I'm actually with a couple of people that up there that have actually sat on your knee. I'm just wondering why the big fella's not sitting on your knee tonight.
Oh, no, that's a very, very good point. Why don't we... A few people have asked me that this evening.
Actually.
Come on, big boy. Let's get this over and done with. Up you get. Come on. He thinks I can't take it. Come on, champion.
Jamie Durie, last scene.
Yeah.
Hey.
Here we go. Who's got the Polaroid? Someone squash the budgie.
Well, it was wonderful to reunite you two beautiful specimens of manpower.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know...
We did some great shows together.
Oh, hell yeah.
In fact, we treaded these very boards, didn't we?
We did.
We did a few leagues, clubs together. We did a few RSLs. And then we did a few clubs we'd prefer
So when did it
not
start
to talk
going downhill,
about.
Peter? When did it start going downhill for you?
17, I think, when I was 17, yeah.
Yep. We like to get them in their prime. I started when I was 16.
Started when you were 16?
No joke.
I've got two staff members that actually have them sitting on your lap.
Yep, they're not alone.
Yep, they're not alone.
There's probably a few amongst this audience.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, no.
It's an aging cohort.
Hello. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the coming along to On The Perch. Can I get a big round of applause for Jamie Durie?
Thank you for having me, everyone. Really
Peter
a pleasure.
Thurn.
Pete, Big Pete.
Now, Dr. Daniel, how are we going? The painting looks like it's close to finishing. How far off? Another 20 minutes. Now, that will be auctioned a little bit in a short period of time, Peter, I believe. We'll get confirmation on that.
You want to do it now?
But before we do, I just
Look at the detail in that breastplate.
Yes.
Is that what we call it?
You've
I was trying to
doing
sound
better than I am.
like a birdo there, but
Yep,
that's beautiful.
It's coming together. Can I just thank everyone who was right behind this? I'll start with Troy Holmes, who is the designer and the creator of On The Perch. Can we get a round of applause for
Troy, the real Tom Cruise.
For Cairns, for the North Queensland team, thank you for putting this on. This is amazing. You've done a great job so far. Really looking forward to the show. To our sponsors, the Experts, Trill. Get involved, absolutely. The number one bird seed running around right behind our sponsors. To cruise advisors, get yourself on a cruise. And we've got Hentley Farm, Mantra, and the NCA custom cages, which I'm pretty certain Jamie's going to be purchasing one on his way out.
I certainly will be. I might even get a cruise or two. Has anyone done that cruise from Amsterdam to Budapest on the Scenic? How good is it? It's so magnificent, isn't it? You stop at a different town every day. You hop off the boat.
Can we organise this, Alex? Yep, it's done.
Alex, listen, those scenic cruises are amazing. I'm a big fan.
Now, there's a couple of little other things that we do have to get through.
Before we do, Daniel,
Okay, bit of housekeeping. So Saturday night's cruise at 5:15. You've got to meet at the reception area at the Cairns Colonial Resort. For Monday, 7:55 at reception area for the Cairns Resort there. I'm assuming that is for that cruise as well. And for Tuesday, at 7:35 a.m. at reception at the Cairns Colonial Resort. I just want to give a quick shout out to John Burt, who's watching on the live stream right now. This is going global, this whole broadcast, and he's just let us know from Tasmania he's been watching. He's a big fan of yours, Jamie. And hello to everyone that's watching it live, and hello to everyone that's watching it in the future. Hey, last couple of things. Thank you again to everyone here. I mean, it wouldn't be this event without you. You've got a big weekend ahead of you and very, very exciting. Looking forward to seeing a lot of Hall of Famers come out. Budgie Fest, and last year when I was speaking to you, talking about inspiring you to go and tell your stories. I don't know if you've worked out, but over $1 million worth of media was generated off the last titles. We're getting close to generating that again this year. And it's just because Budgerigars, the third world's most popular pet, but it's a good news story. It's a story that we need to hear more about, and it's you, the community, it's the people's stories that we want to hear more of. So be proud, tell your stories in your local states, really compete. If you're going to compete against each other, compete on the positive stories that you can tell. And we're happy to help and support you to tell those stories. The more we talk about it, the bigger the hobby gets, and the more importantly, we're going to have bigger championships moving forward as more people get involved in breeding. Once again, before I pass it over to Peter to do the auction, thank you for coming along on the perch. Sorry it was a little bit of a funny start to begin with. Thanks, Jamie, for your attendance.
Not at all, not at all.
You're amazing. You're coming in tomorrow, I believe.
I am here tomorrow, yep, and who knows, I may just be breeding next year.
Ooh.
Well, well, it's a very good question because that was my line. I've got a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, and she said to me that today, she goes, you know, I could go number 3. I'm like, whew. Anyway, so you never know what I'll be breeding, but...
Budgerigars are a little cheaper, mate.
Yeah, they are.
All right, over to you, Peter.
Thanks, Nick. Just want to add to Nick's housekeeping. If the bird carriers, you guys can get into the venue at 8 o'clock tomorrow, and then the rest of us punters, it's 8:30. Okay, so just letting you know that that's the arrangements for tomorrow morning. Right, so we have this.
Just one last one. Straight after this auction, you're going to have Jamie come down and get a photo with Jamie. It's going to be just down here. And later on, moving out for a spot to eat. Now yours, Peter.
Thanks, Nick. So we've got this beautiful painting, and I'm sure Daniel's got a little bit more work to do on it, but not much, but you're pretty much seeing what you're going to get there. Absolutely amazing.
Aren't we going to attach some eyes?
They're just...
Are they hiding?
They're hiding, yeah.
Oh, I see.
Right. Now, we've turned the lights on because...
They want to move it out a bit so the rest of the audience can see it.
I'll leave that to Daniel.
It's a magnificent-looking bird, isn't it?
Well, and Daniel's going to be here all weekend doing more of these, and he'll do some custom work for you. And Daniel did some amazing work down in at Budgie Fest last year, and And I know there's some people out in the audience that have got some of Daniel's artwork.
What did the one in Budgie Fest sell for?
5,000.
5,000. Wow.
It was a little bit bigger than this one. It was actually absolutely massive. But, you know, this one here is...
quality, not quantity.
Oh, look, this is amazing.
Right?
This is pretty amazing as far as I'm concerned. Righto, let's get this underway. Who's got... Look, we've got to start this somewhere around 1,000, don't we? Who's got 1,000? I've got $1,000 right there, and your husband's just going to love you. 1,000 I've got. At 1,000 now, take a little 100 anywhere. 1,000's your bid. At 1,000 now, looking for 11. 1,000 I've got. At 1,000. At 1, come on, it's early. There's my 11. 1,100 I've got. Come on, Catherine, you can do it. It's only Stephen's money. 1,100 I have. 11's your bid. At 1,100 now. Look, I'll even let you in for a little 50. 1,100. It's only $50. 1,100 I have. At $1,100, there's my 50 out the back. 1,150 now. At 1,150. At 1,150 I've got. There's 12. 1,200's your bid. At 12. At 12 now I've got 13. There's 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. The next number's 19. Right there.
That's 2,000.
2. I'll take you.
Yep.
2. Take you 2. 2 I've got. At 2,000. What happened to you, Holmesy? 2 I've got. At 2 now. Keep it in hundreds for you. 2's your bid. At 2. At 2,000 now. 21. 21 I have. At 2,100 now. At 21. At 2,100 now. At 21. Going to have to sell it soon. At 2,100. 22. 22's your bid. At 2,200 now, 23. 23 I've got. At 2,300, look beautiful at your place, that lovely new home in South Queensland. Wouldn't it? You've got to decorate it with something. 23 I've got, you're out, he's in. 23's your bid. At 2,300, it's only $100, you know that. I've seen you pay more for real budgies. 2,300, and this one, I can give you the tip, this one won't die. 2,300 I have.
Jamie's offering a dance. Jamie's offering a dance,
now.
Peter. Jamie's offering a dance that adds a little bit more extra.
A dance with Jamie. 23, no, not him, you. Well, I mean, Jamie's not fussy. I mean, I just said...
Oh, look, it's just gone up.
24 I've got. 24's your bid. At 2,400 now.
He got very rigid then, didn't he? Very rigid.
Oh, don't worry. If you reckon I'm big. 2,400. There's 25's right out the back. 25 I have now. At 2,500 I've got. At 2,5, come on, you can do it. You can do it. I've seen you at these games before. 25's out there. I want 26 off you. 25 I've got. At 2,500 now. At 2,5, photo opportunity awaits. 2,5. 2,5 now. At 2,500, I'm going to have to sell it.
Aren't the proceeds going to charity?
No.
But last year this sold for $5,000.
Yeah.
So this is half price.
We've got to pay for Daniel to be here, you know.
Ladies and gents, let's bring it up a little. Come on.
Yeah.
We can move from 25. Keep going.
2,5 out the back. 25. At 25 now. Gonna sell it. At 2,5 now, and I sell once at 2,5, twice, all done, 2,500, and I sell it, done, sold.
Beautiful.
Righto, so see Troy. I mean, when I don't know what goes on, we just default to see Troy. So come and see Troy, he'll sort you out.
Well done, everyone. Thank you very much for attending On The Perch. Come and get your photo with Jamie and enjoy the rest of the evening. Good night.
Well done, guys. A round of applause for Nick and Peter. Tremendous job.